Hey, and welcome. Today we're going to be putting a radiator in on a 2009 Jeep Cherokee. I just diagnosed this car yesterday. I also did a video on the diagnostic. It has a clogged radiator in it, so we're going to replace the radiator, the thermostat, and we're going to put a new radiator cap on it. Just follow the instructions. It's pretty basic. I'll go step by step and I'll try to do it as detailed as possible. If there's any questions that you might have, hit me up in the comment box, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, before we begin, I'm gonna go over a few basic things. The secret to success on any repair is to be organized. You always want to make sure you get the proper parts. Don't guess on, hey, I think it's a 2007 or I think it's a 2009. There's plenty of apps out there. AutoZone's got an app. You can simply put the license plate number in or the VIN number in and it pulls up exactly what it is. That way you don't get on the job and you have the wrong part. Always use good quality parts. I don't recommend, online stuff that non-name brand. I mean, even if the stuff works, if it ever does go bad, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get it warrantied back. You gotta send it back in and wait for it to come back. It's a real pain. But here we go. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just start taking things off. I'm gonna take this trim off. It's like eating an elephant one bite at a time. Don't be overwhelmed. Set stuff to the side. Always have some lights ready. This procedure on this particular radiator should be the same for a lot of the Jeep Liberties, the Dodge Nitro. They all had the 3.7 in them. There might be a few little variances that are different. Okay, we're gonna pull this little hose off right here, and we're gonna take this trim piece off right here. I don't know if y'all watch any of my other videos, but I feel like I should walk around with this trim piece in my back pocket as much as I use it. So if you don't have one, I will go out and get one. Did a pretty tough radiator the other day on a Chrysler 200. I think it was a bear. I've done this one before. I don't remember this one being a very hard one. Okay, so once you get those tabs up, just kind of just lifts forward and comes right up. All right, next thing that we're going to want to take off is this little support that goes across right here. You got 10 millimeter, two of them. Looks like those are 13s. I'll check here in a second. And two more 10s. You got another little trim tab right here holding the windshield washer bracket on. Excuse me if I sound a little tired today. I pulled an all-nighter fixing this exhaust job on a Genesis Coupe. It was one of them pain jobs I had to get out of the way so it didn't hold me up. I think I'm gonna take it off down there. Alright, so these bolts are down here. I don't know if you can see that. don't think there's anything else holding this other than that cable. I wouldn't set it on that battery though. I can make this cable a little longer. You know, never want to set anything metal on a battery. You just never know. See, I might be able to. I think I got a nice stay about right there. 10 millimeter right there. Another 10 millimeter right there. Just trim things just kind of comes to the side. And there's a couple 10 millimeters on the bottom. I'm going to take this hose out the way because I got to take it off anyway in a minute. Then I ain't got to fight with it. It's simply just kind of tuck it up here. I can get right to the center. These things are usually all in pretty tight. Since you're removing it, you want to look inside, make sure there ain't a burnt connection or something, because sometimes these go bad. Since we're already down there, I'm gonna go ahead and get the coolant coming out. It's always nice to have a nice clean drain pan specifically for antifreeze. It's a lot less messy. Crack loose this little seal right here. We should be able to just pull this up. Might have to maneuver a few things out the way. So there's your fan. Alright, so we just want to pull this up out the way. Okay, now we want to separate the AC condenser from the actual radiator. It's going to be a 10 millimeter. There's 4 of them all together. I use my smaller one for down here. Now we're going to want to take off the 10mm nuts that hold the radiator on. This should just pull out, I think. Yeah, this just pulls right out. Okay, you want take that loose. Alright, so now everything's starting to free up a little bit. You're gonna have to do some serious fishing to get this stuff off. Go ahead and tighten this up because it's gonna be faster. It'll be faster for me to go ahead and pop this bottom hose off real quick. I don't know if you noticed, but the clamp hinges point downward. Make sure you put them back downward. If you put them sideways, it might block that fan from going back on. To put them back in the same spot you got them from. I do remember this part. This line right here is kind of in your way. Just be patient, you'll get it. Those little lines, you can flex them a little. They got a little good, but don't go too far. There's this right here. I didn't see that. To kind of tweak this over a little bit. You just want to slightly tilt it to give it a little bit of room. Just a little tweaker. There she goes. Alright, so you want to lay your radiator down. Go ahead and open up your new radiator. Alright, so just turn it this way. Lay it down. Okay, so it didn't come with these bushings. And you gotta make sure these go on there too. These gotta come off. Gonna slide it onto a new one. The other one probably stayed up in there, so let's look for it. Oh, yeah, it's just down in there. Alright. Alright, so it did come with the little screw clamps. So on our job, we're going to be doing a thermostat. Don't put everything back together, then do the thermostat. Go ahead and do the thermostat now. I'm going to clean most of that junk off before you take it off. 2 8mm. This lady is in some serious need of some maintenance too. She needs a major tune-up, a serpentine belt. Okay, so that's where the thermostat's at. Clean this all up. I always keep a bunch of razor blades. That's what you want to use to clean surfaces on that soft aluminum. First thing you want to do is just give it a little scrape. You don't want to use a whiz wheel. A lot of mechanics do that, but it makes the surface uneven. You want to keep that surface true. Magic juice. We're going to take the new thermostat, which is right here. I always put this stuff on there, even on these kind of gaskets. It's called right stuff. It's like an extra seal barrier. Just put a couple little dabs up in there. Just roll it around on the seal. Put 2 months on to take a little bit off, and then you want to pop your glove off because you got plain gloves. That should be something on your list when you prepare for the job. Go ahead and get you some gloves. Alright, so you always want to make sure this is facing into the engine side. On most cars you can't really put it in wrong, but there are quite a few out there. Okay, so now we got that in there. Let's go ahead and get another glove. Your bolts. Don't over tighten these and break these off, they're thin. Just get them snug first. Take you a regular ratchet, that way on these smaller bolts, I always tell people to go ahead and just grab it like right here. Get one more little snug. That should be good. Alright, now we're ready to install the new radiator. Remember, we kind of took it out of the angle, so we want to kind of put it in at an angle. It's amazing how annoying those little hoses are. Okay. It was just ever so slightly different than the other one. The molding was just a little off. Hopefully your radiator don't have that issue, but if it does, don't freak out. Alright, so now Okay. Put the one radiator support bolt in there. Put the other one over here. I didn't know you can get these straight through here. Let's go ahead and put our bottom radiator hose on. And remember, let's put that clamp in the same spot. Pull it downward. That should be good. Alright, now let's put that fan back in. I see. Everything looks good. Go and plug this in down here. There's gonna be 4 of these. This one first because it's got the little see, this thing's an aftermarket, so everything's just a little bit off, dude. It's weird. So now we want to roll this back over. Don't forget to snap your thing back into place right here. Let's roll it down. forewarn you, if you don't burp this thing properly, that could take longer than the whole job takes. So I'm gonna say, you don't know. That's gonna be coming up here in a minute. There's a special little Allen nut you gotta take out before you put the antifreeze in. Okay, this is set down and it's simple like that. You have to put your little snap back on that windshield washer. Dang, I almost forgot. Forget to put this in, I almost did. It just snaps back in there. Slide this back on. Recommend getting the burper. Makes it much easier. Okay, let me show you this mysterious Allen. You're gonna have to take off this Allen right here. That's what size it is, I can't remember. Okay, so it's going to be an 8mm Allen head. Set that right there. Let's go ahead. Alright, so pour this in here. This is full concentrate. I'm not gonna pay extra money for them to mix it up for me. While you're doing this, if you hold your finger over here, you'll feel some pressure. You can kind of hear it. So that's like a vent. Okay, so we did the full burp. We had to take that out, let it come out, let it run. It's got plenty of heat. We cleared out the check engine light. We're letting it run. I'm waiting for a little coloration to come up so I know it's circulating. I'm gonna do a temp check. Alright, so it's saying 119 right there. We want to see even temperature. 86 on there, so we're still waiting on the thermostat to open up. Okay, so the thermostat opened up. I had to cut it off because it was bubbling out the burper. Let me show you. Got some coloration. Got all the bubbles. Now open this, you'll see it start draining back down now. Once it goes down a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. Suck it down like a straw. Alright, now we're ready to go ahead and close it up. We're simply just going to close this. Take this back off. Get your brand new radiator cap. That's a straight wire. We'll rinse that gunk up. So we want to make sure we want to put some fluid in the reservoir. Rinse the rest of it off. Now we're going to take it for a test drive. Okay, we've been letting it run for a few minutes with the radiator cap on. Let's do one final temperature check before we take it for a road spin. Always test drive the customer's car. Temperature looks perfect. I've done several comebacks lately on very professional looking shops that customer gets car back, transmission lights blinking, traction control lights on from the tow truck guy towing it. This little stupid stuff that common sense. I even made a video about one of them. Forgot to plug a sensor back in. A simple test drive would have caught that, and guy would have known immediately, hey, maybe I didn't plug something in. Let's see what this baby got. She's back on the road again, I can tell you that. Oh yeah, she's happy too, I can tell. You're a good girl. I'll talk your mama into getting some TLC. Get that tune up, get you that belt. I'll make sure she's keeping up on your oil changes.